everyone, I'm really happy to be back with this new video and thank you for joining me. In this video I wanted to talk about the energies of the end of the year and more specifically about this transition that we are going through towards 2026. And we are going to experience a very powerful Winter Solstice Portal on the 21st of December. And this is going to act really like a huge wave of Ascension that will really affect the way that we come into this new year of 2026. And what I'm specifically seeing for this end of the year and through this very important portal that we are having on the winter solstice is the splitting of two worlds, the separation of these two earths. What do I mean by that? On one side we have the earth that will ascend to the higher dimensions. We have the earth that is connected to natural cosmic evolution and the higher dimensions. In the higher dimensions we will experience more love, more compassion, more peace, more harmony on earth. And on the other side we have this other earth which is connected to the collapse, which is connected to devolution, to a dystopian reality, and specifically in relationship to technology and AI, because in this other reality AI actually takes over humanity and it has total control over humanity. So in this reality we will experience what we call transhumanism and kind of the merging of the human and the technology, but not for the good. So that's a concept. These two earths is a concept that was talked about by Dolores Cannon. She is a hypnotherapist and she's a pioneer in her area. And she did really countless hypnosis sessions with her clients. And she saw there was a pattern around the fact that we are going to experience in this ascension process the separation of two different parallel earths. So this has been happening for quite some time, but now I'm really feeling that we are arriving at the threshold really for this new era and this new reality that will begin in 2026. And so it is even more palpable that these two realities are splitting. So on one side we have, as I said, the positive ascension timeline, on the other side the negative collapse. And it really happens on a quantum level, so there are more than just two different timelines, obviously, but there are infinite timelines actually. But we talk about two different realities because they are the two main, let's say, realities that we have on Earth presently. So how do we know that we are going to experience one or the other? And here I'm just going to talk about something very basic, something that we all know about, we all heard about in theory. But again, we have to really embody it fully. We have to really, put it into action in a more concrete way. And that is that we actually create our own reality through our thoughts. Thoughts are extremely powerful, and the thoughts that we hold, the beliefs that we hold, actually project the reality that we are going to experience. What is within is without. It's exactly a projection of what we hold within or what we experience within or what vibration we also have. So it is more important than ever to really be mindful about what we connect to, what thoughts we choose, because yes, we do choose our thoughts in the end. We are not slaves to our thoughts. What thoughts do we choose to have? Do we actually continue to stay stuck in this negativity that the mainstream media is feeding us, but also alternative media now and certain whistleblowers? They are always talking about what is going wrong on this planet, or only talking about negative things and, difficult things happening. Yes, there are difficult things happening on this planet. We all know that. And I'm not saying we should deny it either, but when we cling onto that too much or too long and in our everyday life, then we kind of nourish that negativity. It ends up going around in circles, and it's not going to help us to evolve in the way we wish to evolve, which is the positive way. On the other hand, if we focus in our daily lives on positive things, if we remain optimistic, if we try to connect to joy in our day-to-day lives, and if we try to also bring joy to ourselves and to our loved ones, if we are of service to others, then we are connecting more and more also to this positive reality, and we have more chances to experience all these big positive energy shifts that are happening by the end of the year. And so it's really a choice. And again, it's what we cultivate within that projects then outside of us. What is within is without. What we focus on becomes our reality. That's the basic stuff. That's all there is to it, and that's probably the most important universal law that we need to remind ourselves right now, and that we need also to apply to our life. It is therefore crucial to take stock of this past year, to take stock also of the 9 years before, because we are ending this 9-year cycle. 2025 is a year 9 and 2026 is a year 1. That's why we are beginning a new cycle, a new era, let's say, in 2026. And really, it's really important just to embrace and kind of like accept what the universe still wants to show us. So it might be certain shadow aspects that we need to heal, that we need to be conscious of, certain wounds, maybe some karma to purge, maybe certain soul contracts to end, as I was talking in one of my latest videos, and just certainly to do the work so that we can really say goodbye to what happens in the past, really say goodbye to this old paradigm, old way of thinking, old way of feeling, and old way of being, I have to say also, because I think that this renewal that we are going to experience in 2026 is almost like a rebirth for many of us, and we are going to be new people. And I often talk about also the new human in this ascension process. So we are going towards this new human that is more connected to the Christ consciousness and is more connected to this open-heartedness, this love, this compassion, and this peace that we hold within. I know it's not easy, it's not always easy to be confronted to our own shadow aspects and to do the work, and it's probably uncomfortable, and what is also uncomfortable is to also witness all this darkness on this planet still. But we really need to realize that all that we are witnessing right now in the world, so there is a lot of upheaval, there are people in certain countries are rising and going against the governments, the corrupted governments. And that's going to really happen more and more. Actually, we're going to witness that more and more. Currently, there are also difficult things happening with farmers in Europe, where their cattle are being, slaughtered, and you can really feel that this dark energy is really trying to get still the grip on everything. But we need to realize that all these facts, all these difficult things that are happening, serve both sides of these two realities. So at the same time, it serves the Ascension dimensional plane and the devolution dimensional plane. So for the Ascension dimensional plane, what it does is that when there are so many challenges and difficulties, then it really pushes the humans to stand up, to take back their power, to actually say no more. We are no more going to be these slaves that you want us to be. And that's going to serve the ascension process. On the other hand, all these negative things happening can also serve the other reality, where it's going to be like the total collapse, actually, and probably going through really further and further into this dark agenda that some people have on this planet. But it's really up to us to choose how we see things, how we perceive things, and whether we are connecting to the positive timelines or the negative timelines. As I said, there are these two realities that are splitting right now, but this doesn't mean that we are not going to witness the dark reality anymore. These two realities will continue to coexist on Earth, but what we can feel and see right now is that they are actually drifting further and further apart. Until there will come a time where we will no longer witness this darkness or this dark agenda that is pushed upon humanity on this planet. The great upheaval that we are witnessing is simply the collapse of all the old structures, old paradigm, all this darkness and this control that has been the rule on this planet until now. And as I said, it's going to serve really the ascension process in a way that it's really like there's really this almost like a disruption happening so that the new can emerge, and this new energy will really strongly emerge starting with the winter solstice. As I said in my previous video on Three-Eye Atlas, Three-Eye Atlas is actually acting as an amplifier of the solar energy that we are receiving from the sun in our solar system, and the sun in our solar system is receiving the energies and frequencies from the grand central sun in the universe. And Three-Eye Atlas is like amplifying that energy and almost creating like a corridor for that light to enter planet Earth. And there is between the 19th of December and probably across like 21st of December, the winter solstice, but until maybe the 22nd, 23rd of December, really this corridor of energy that is going to hit planet Earth and is going to really create a big energy shift. And that's where I see actually these two realities really splitting in a more defined way. Ascension to the fifth dimension is also related to Christ consciousness. It is really the emergence of Christ consciousness on Earth, which will really be like the opening door towards the golden age, what we call the golden age. And what I'm really feeling right now is that because we are, going through we're approaching the holiday season, Christmas. Of course, Christmas is very connected to Christ consciousness, and I mean that not in a religious way at all. It's not about religion, because obviously the energy of Christ is awakened in these times. We are celebrating really the birth of Christ. So Christ consciousness is very present. And the invitation is really to connect to that energy during the holidays, the end of the year. And I have almost like a challenge also for you, because very often we see that we talk a lot about Christ consciousness, what it is. It's about compassion, it's about unconditional love, it's about peace, bringing peace on earth, it's about being of service. But many of us, we don't actually, take action in our daily lives. Do we actually embody Christ consciousness, or do we only talk about Christ consciousness? So the little challenge that I have for you this year is whether you are spending Christmas with your family and everything is okay with your family, or you have some problems with your family, or maybe you don't have any family anymore, or maybe you don't see your family and you're spending Christmas on your own. Whatever the situation is for you, it's just to really try to embody what Christ consciousness is about during this festive season. So it's really being more compassionate, it's being loving, it's being accepting of others, it's being in a form of detachment that brings harmony and peace to the home. And I think that's a very, very good exercise that we can all do, because when we take action on this energy and we actually bring it into matter, we bring it onto planet Earth in this way, then we also connect to the positive timelines of ascension, and we accelerate the process of this collective ascension towards the fifth dimensional plane. So it's just, an idea like that, take it or leave it. And I just wanted to end on one more thing, which is that I'm celebrating my 10 years on YouTube this month. I created my first YouTube channel in French 10 years ago. This English channel I created a bit later. In the first place, I had my English videos with my French videos on the same channel, then I separated both. But it's been 10 years that I've been on YouTube, and wow, what a journey. I have to say that I'm so grateful really to be able to be of service and to help people through my videos, through the messages that I put out there. And also, if you haven't subscribed yet to my channel, please do. And also, if you resonate with my messages, please share these videos, because it really helps the channel to grow and to really reach more and more people across the planet with these messages. So thank you very much for your presence, for your trust, And I'm also really happy to share with you all the future videos in the coming years. I will happily continue on this journey with you. Happy holidays, everyone. Have a good time and many blessings to all. I will see you in 2026 with the usual annual forecast. But until then, I wish you all the best. Sat Nam. Take care.